everybody, what's up? It's your girl Bondy Blue and I am back for another power review, you guys. Yes! It's back! Season 5, episode 1! Started all velvety and then kind of got crazy there. Y'all, look, it was good. It was good. Y'all, I'm not even gonna lie. I didn't want to watch it partially because people on this show work on my fucking nerves. I hate Tariq. Okay, I can't stand 50 Cent. I do not like Dre's character anymore, which I'm upset about because I really like Dre, but now I don't like Dre. I don't like Angela. Okay, Keisha works on my nerves every now and again. I love Tommy, even though he's crazy as shit. And Ghost makes me want to kick him in the dick half the time. He's so fucking selfish and you know, selfish and disrespectful, and then expects you to still like give him everything. Like, this whole situation is just mind baffling on how Tasha is just gonna be the black woman this season and just gather everybody and get everybody together and save everybody's lives and continue to be not respected or held on the same pedestal that he put Angela's ass on, even though that bitch kept trying to put him in jail. Anyway, so look, Angela is losing her shit at the crime scene of the Detective Ray Jones murder, okay? Y'all remember last season, Ray was doing some, you know, stealing business with, what's the little boy named? Tariq, okay? Y'all know I can't stand his ass. I just said I couldn't stand his ass. Tariq, okay? So they were stealing out of Tariq's rich friends' houses, and they were about to get caught, and Raina found out about it, and Ray was looking for Tariq because he wanted to kill Tariq, so Tariq wouldn't talk because they knew, you know, the fuzz was hot on the trail and shit like that. You know, so to speak, if I'm remembering this correctly. I could be wrong. It's been so long. It's been a whole year. And I did not catch up before I started watching episode 1 of season 5. So forgive me. But we all know that Tariq... Yeah, Jukebox was a part of the shit, but Jukebox is dead, okay? They shot that bitch, you know, and I felt like her character should have had some more development before she died, but that's cool. I'm fine with that. You know, Anika Noni Rose had other shit to do. I understand. Anyway, so here we are. Tariq killed Ray, and Tasha and Ghost showed up just in time to try to save the day. Now, Tasha went to Angela so that she could track Tariq's phone so she could find out what he was, and that's why she rolled up. So now Angela is there because a murder has happened, and she was the one that gave Tasha the information. So she's in a whirlwind right now, like just completely dizzy and about to fall and shit, and a cop comes up there like, you know, ADA Valdez, what are you doing up here? You know, I'm going to need to put you in my report, you know, seeing as though you're on the scene, you're a cop. And she's like, well, I didn't really do anything. I don't need to be on it. You know what I mean? And while she's trying to like weasel her way out of this situation because this looks bad, okay, that's when an NYPD IA detective pops up on the scene and is looking like, what the fuck is she doing here? This looks funny to me. What is she doing here, okay? So now we got shit going on all over the place. Dre pulls up on the apartment when Angela is leaving and sees the cops everywhere and then calls Tariq looking for him. Tariq answers the phone and say, can't talk right now, nigga. Puts the phone down. Dre's like, what the fuck? Tasha goes home, and Tasha is distraught. And I think we're about to see a turn in Tasha's character, and I cannot wait for it. I cannot wait for it. I'm just saying, y'all, I'm so excited about her character changing. And I saw her interview on The Breakfast Club, and she was talking about how she is now going to want to get out of this because she sees how it has caused the death of her child, you know, inadvertently, but still, if they weren't living this life, if they didn't have to lie to their kids and you know, breed these little fucked up kids that would get mind fucked by Canaan and such things. Like, this is all because of them and the choices that they've made. And now she's going to see the path that she should have gone on from the beginning, okay? Which was going along with this man when he wanted to get out of the business. I don't understand why it took your child dying for you to understand that that was the better move to make when y'all almost 40 years old with 3 fucking children and, you know, drug dealers like to kill each other. Meanwhile, Tamika, the new head of the little FBI little syndicate, whatever you want to call the little people that Angela was all working with, we know it all got broken up and shit. But Tamika, you know, from Dave Chappelle, When Keeping It Real Goes Wrong. I don't like people playing on my phone. I will never, ever, ever see her as anybody else that is so fucked up. I hope she does well in this character so I can remember her as Tamika and not when Keeping It Real goes wrong. But I don't know if that'll ever go away. That was ingenious. Anyway, she's talking to Suarez. Okay, I forgot her whole name, but the guy who Ghost killed, like I think maybe season 2, I can't remember, but I remember he was on a hoodie and he killed him in like a warehouse type of situation. And when he went and pulled him out his house, I believe, or wherever they got him from, the sister was there and they tied her up and blindfolded her. Like it's been a while. I just know he killed somebody and the sister heard his voice on the news and got in contact with the cops, and now she's talking to Tamika. And what's your boy name? The white boy, I forgot his name already. Y'all, I gotta get back into it. Forgive me, but I'm here and I'm here to talk about this shit and how aggravated I am about it. So please forgive me, okay? Please forgive me. Look, so Suarez is crying, saying that she absolutely remembers his voice and she knows that Ghost is James St. Patrick, which is what they've been trying to prove this whole time, right? So white cop that hates Angela wants to keep this away from her off rip. But Tamika is like, I want to know what she thinks about this, and if we're going to be upfront, this is how we have to handle it. So for now, we're eventually going to have a conversation with Angela about Suarez. That's what we're supposing at this point. If you want to make your bad time sweet, go ahead and head over to the Sugar Shack collection. Link down below in the description box where you can get a discount on your purchase. So Angela and Tasha meet up in an underground parking lot. Okay, buku cement everywhere. I can smell a gas just all through the screen. All right, I don't know why we always gotta meet up in these dog dingy places, but you know, I can just smell pee through the screen. Like in New Orleans, all the parking garages smell like piss. It's just the truth. Anyway, so they meet up because Angela thinks that Tasha set her up. She thinks that she was using Angela, and I like the way Angela always plays the victim and then always wants to fall on her sword. She thinks she's some type of martyr when really, like, you just a trick with bad choices. Like, you're a trick who make bad life choices. Like, that's what's real about it, in all honesty. And you got your own hang-ups. Like, the fact that I think sometimes she tries to act like she plays no part in how some of this shit ends up happening is amazing to me. But eventually, Tasha has to explain to her the truth, that Tariq shot Ray Ray because Ray Ray shot Raina, okay? Like, that's how it went, because she thought that it was James. She could have sworn that Tasha was protecting James, but she was protecting Tariq. And because Angela understands how shit has gone downhill ever since their affair fucked up their wedding, their wedding, fucked up their marriage and their family, she feels the need to help. And Tasha tells her that you need to get rid of the file, because when they arrested Ghost the first time and they took everything out their house, they took Tasha's gun. The gun that Tariq used to kill Ray Ray. Okay? So that means that that gun is now on file in the FBI and the police department. She can get on the computer and find the file in the ballistics, and they can put 2 and 2 together because a bullet was found in the wall behind Ray Ray. They thought they'd gotten all of the bullets in the casements and shit like that, but there was one in the wall. All right? So now they're going to use that bullet, put it in the system, and it's going to match to Tasha's gun, and it is going to come back to them. So Tasha wants her to get rid of the report, put somebody's name on it, whatever the fuck she got to do, get rid of that shit so it don't come back to her, because she's already gotten rid of the gun and reported it missing. So Dre is all running back to Cristobal needing a drink and shit. He all nervous. He putting 2 and 2 together, and then Cristobal tells him that the homeboys he sent to kill Kanan are dead. So now he knows that Kanan and Tommy and Ghost are all teaming up to try to kill him. And he comes up with a plan to send them some faulty information so that they can set them up for an ambush, basically. All right? And Dre is really worried. He lets Cristobal in on the fact that he killed Cal the priest, which is really fucked up. We all feel like that's fucked up. And that's how he's going to set up Ghost, Kanan, and Tommy. Dre, you evil. You are just evil, nigga. So Councilman Tate, being a grimy nigga that he is producing Raina's funeral, okay? Much to Tasha's chagrin. She's not really happy with the optics of having a media section inside of a funeral, okay? Let me tell y'all something. They do that for large figures, but they don't do that for people kids like that, okay? Like that's not a thing. I don't understand why that's happening. Even with high profile, normally your ass gotta be outside the funeral. So this shit looks sketchy to me from jump. I think it'll have the reverse effects to people who have some common sense to be like, why would you have cameras inside your daughter's funeral just so we could see you crying and shit, so we could think you're not evil? I see you, nigga, I'm too smart for this. Like, that's how I would be, okay? Because I feel like when things like that happen, that should be a personal matter, and letting people in makes you look guilty because it makes you look like you're trying to prove a point, at least in my opinion, in this situation. That's how it looked to me. But anyway, he's just making them real uncomfortable because he's really making it like an opportunity. And Tasha's like, my fucking daughter is dead. This is not an opportunity. What are you talking about? But Ghost kind of spins it to her like, look, we need to keep the heat off for us. We need this to all work out for us. Remember that, like, end game is we not going to jail, right? So she knows she has to just go along with this shit because any good, positive optics that they can have is all the better for them because of the situation that they're currently in, trying to cover up Tariq murdering Ray Ray, okay? Real shit. They go back to the house and Tasha starts to question Tariq about what the hell is going on and why Raina got killed for him, basically. Why was Ray Ray running after you, for one? Okay, and why didn't Raina tell me what was going on? And Ghost already knows all of this. So he's like, I'm gonna tell you why. I know why. Because he had his little stealing fucking business going on with Ray Ray. Kanan hooked it up. But Dre is the problem. It's like, what? Nigga, huh? Like, Ghost, are you really gonna put all of this on Dre and now you and Kanan and Tommy are back to being BFFs? Like, don't get me wrong, this shit is entertaining. Like, do not get me wrong. Watching the three of y'all together is awesome. Only if he had not tried to steal your son away from you and turn him into a murderer. Even though I feel like Tariq was already fucked up. Like, something is not right about Tariq. He seems like the type of kid that's probably gonna end up killing puppies and shit. Like, something ain't cool with Tariq. I'm just saying. Okay, he's way too happy to be in his life. Way too happy to kill people. And the fact that I don't even think he feels bad about it in any way. Not even the fact that his sister's dead. Like, I don't think he feels bad about any of this shit. At least it don't seem like it to me. It seemed like he's just getting over. Little fuck boy. Little turd. I can't stand him, okay? And I'm also mad that while Ghost was getting in his ass, Tasha kept pushing him off. Like, let this nigga handle this boy. Because he think he know and he don't know. He don't know that his daddy will kill people. It's like he don't understand. He does not understand. He think he know, but he don't know, man. Like, he think he know, but he don't know. Like, 5 heartbeats. Man, Jimmy, he think he know, man. Look, man. You talk about this drinking and drugs shit before. We left you alone. You said you'd calm down. Where's baby doll? She left me. Just like your daddy, man. I got you, motherfucker. I'm sorry. Nigga just reenacted a whole scene with a couple of words. Ghost even tells Tariq that it's his fault that his sister is dead. And Tasha is like, no, don't tell him that. You want to blame everybody, but you need to blame yourself. This is you. And I feel like, bitch, this is y'all, okay? This is y'all. Okay, y'all had kids together. You knew he was a drug dealer. You loved that shit. You just didn't think anything was gonna ever happen to you and your family. And I don't know why. I don't know why you thought that, bitch. You ain't never seen Paid in Full. So Tamika, the new boss, rolls into Angela's office when she's trying to see about deleting that file. And she walks in, and the vibe that she gives Tamika makes Tamika feel like she can't trust her. Like she's lying about where she was because Tamika says she called her and she didn't answer her phone. And she says, oh, it must have been on silent. And Tamika walks out and tells white boy that hates Angela that don't trust her with the swore ass situation. So now he's all giddy and happy because he has somebody on his team who thinks that Angela ain't all right, right? Now, right when this is happening, the little Latino NYPDIA investigator comes walking in and wants to know why $400 stilettos were in a grimy ass dirty cop's apartment. Let me know what's going on, okay? Why were you there? And Angela says that she, wanted to question him about a case, but she didn't get to talk to him. and just kind of leaves it at that. And the lady is kind of just like, I'm not believing anything you saying. Like, she even kind of goes into a daze and she's like, oh, okay, well, you know, we'll just keep in contact, and says some Spanish shit, shakes her hand and walks out. And I'm like, oh, that bitch gonna be a problem. The length of her trench coat tells me she's gonna be a problem. So here's the setup that Dre set up, all right? So Cal is dead, and one of his little corner boys come roll up on Tommy, telling them that Cal was found stabbed up, you know, off the water, on a pier, whatever, and he died, right? Tommy's pissed off. Tommy is hurt. Y'all know he really had some affection for Cal the priest. The only priest he ever met that sold drugs. Everybody's looking at this like this is a great thing. You know, like they saying he's the only priest I ever met that never tried to molest me. You know, it's crazy. Anyway, so he decides that upon further information from the corner boy about it being the Connect, he knows exactly what to do. Just tell him everything you know, son. Tell him everything you know. And he goes to Ghost and Kanan, who was sitting in the car reminiscing on when Tommy was beating people's asses for calling them niggas. And they all get in the car like the three amigos, okay, and go and jump into some shit. Into that ambush, okay? They got ambushed and Ghost got shot. Kanan rolled through real gangster in a car, start busting with a big ass like 50 caliber gun. I'm looking at that shit like, wow, that is a big gun, jeez. Tommy gets Ghost in the car and they go to a doctor that Joe the lawyer got for him, all right? Joe the lawyer stay coming through. All right, I seen something on Instagram that said we want to, you know, we the black delegation would like to give you Tyreek and ask for Joe the lawyer. And I agree with that as a part of the black delegation. I second that notion, okay? Anyway, so Joey comes through and gets them a doctor. He patches Ghost up and they talking about killing Dre in front of him. And he's like, dude, I'm not a lawyer anymore. There's no more attorney-client privilege. Don't say shit like that around me. That's why I tried to stay away from you niggas. I'm never gonna get my license back if anybody sees me with you. And then Ghost is like, then why did you answer? And he was like, because, man, because of your daughter. I feel bad for you and I'm sorry for your loss. You know, like that. And he dabs him off and Tommy threatens him once again. You know we family. Family takes care of one another. Like, okay, buddy. The fuck? Get your point, bruh. Ghost goes home and cries in the shower. Cries in the shower long and hard with real nasty, abrupt faces, you know. Amari Hardwick was giving us everything. Naked. Giving us everything ass naked. We appreciate that, Amari Hardwick. Angela rolls up on Joe. And Joe don't really fuck with Angela, like at all. And she's talking about she wants to help him because he's innocent. And I kind of feel like he feels like, bitch, you don't do nothing for nobody because they innocent. Like, you always do something because in some type of way it's going to benefit you. And he says that he thinks that she just wants him to have to owe her one. And I think so too. I think Angela plays for the long game. And I think Angela knows how valuable Joe is. And I think she realizes having him as an asset when she might herself be getting her ass in some trouble might be beneficial. And that just makes me look at her like she's even more calculated and grimy, but just always acting like she's falling on some fucking sword for somebody. And it's just not true. So Tasha and Keisha are reminiscing in Raina's room. And earlier in the episode, Tasha had asked Keisha if she would lie and say that she and Tyreek were at home with her the whole night. And at first she was asking questions, but once they're in a room and they're talking about Raina and how painful this is for Tasha, she just says, Tasha, I'll say whatever you want me to say. And she hugs her and she hugs her with such, like dependence on this, and I just, in that moment, I sometimes look at Tasha and her friendship with Keisha and wonder if she's actually genuine with how she feels about Keisha. Because sometimes I feel like she really is just taking advantage of the fact that Keisha trusts her. Even though Keisha can be grimy herself and is jealous of Tasha, I feel like Tasha plays on her intelligence a lot. Upon further discussion, Tommy, Ghost, and Kanan come up with a plan to use the Italians and use some black hoods to get Dre. all right? Tommy uses his connects as being Teresa's son and gets the Italians, namely this guy named Vincent, to move 75% of his drugs, okay? And then also pull ups on two crazy brothers and ask them to go kidnap Drake. So we'll get to that in a minute. But he offered him $80K a piece, and his uncle or whoever, the guy who is friends with Teresa is like left-hand guy or whatever, right-hand guy, whatever you want to call him, he told Tommy to stay away from them two crazy motherfuckers. So him getting into business with them and them doing it on the side and not asking Vincent first, I don't know how good that's going to turn out for their business arrangement. Tommy just can sometimes not be as smart as Ghost, which is why he ends up getting himself in more trouble sometimes. Angela and Tasha meet up again. And she hasn't deleted the file yet. And Tasha wants to know why she hasn't deleted it. Like, bitch, this is you too. I'm trying to save everybody up in here, okay? And Angela is like, why did you even come to me? And she said, because I knew you would help, because I know you still love him. And she's like, I don't even care. She was like, the woman who used to have time to care about who her husband was sleeping with is gone now. I don't even know that woman anymore, okay? I'm a woman who has one less child. And all I know is I'm trying to do everything not to lose both of them to that damn cop. Okay? And Angela does feel in some way guilty and responsible for how things have gone. So she agrees that she's going to delete the file in so many words. We don't know if she actually is going to do it, but we see her at the end of the episode with her mouse over the confirm button. I don't know if she pressed click. It didn't look like she pressed the confirm to me. I'm just saying. Y'all let me know down in the comments. Somebody will correct me. So they show us the IA going to Ray Ray's niece's apartment and seeing Angela Valdez's card on the coffee table. And I don't know what that is going to do for her. Like, just because I feel like Angela already said that she was trying to talk to him and that she had went to that apartment previously will only prove her point that she was trying to find him and trying to talk to him, but he got killed first, okay? But I know that in some type of way that's going to bite Angela in her ass. Even though Ray Ray's niece said that no woman had come asking about him. So the funeral. The funeral is full of people that they don't know, which is fucked up. And when Tommy comes in late and tries to sit on the front row because they are family, Councilman Tate jumps up and says that it should only be for immediate family and they don't want them giving off the wrong image. And I'm guessing because people who know about Ghost thinks that he was in some type of way in some cahoots with Tommy. So Tommy sitting on the front row at his daughter's funeral might look bad to the right people, so to speak. Which I do understand and Tommy understood and it wasn't the time. So even though Tasha was very rah-rah about that shit in the moment, he just went and sat behind them next to Keisha, which I felt like was right because Tyreek should have been on the first row. I mean, even though he's a terrible little shit, that's still his twin sister. And they get into the funeral and the pastor is doing his, his little spiel, and then Tyreek gets up and does the eulogy. And halfway through the eulogy, not even halfway through, he basically just says that, he always looked up to his sister as his better half. And whenever he's in trouble, he thinks, what will Raina do? And then he gets emotional and runs out because during the funeral, he heard Tommy tell Ghost that they had eyes on Dre and they were about to move on him. And he goes into the bathroom faking like he was crying during his sister's eulogy during her funeral to text Dre and give him the heads up. And Dre sees the two black hoods and he starts to run. But then halfway down the hallway, the white dudes who he was not suspecting, the Italian dudes, grab him. But he shoots one and kills him and then shoots the other one in the stomach and runs off and gets away. And I'm like, wow. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, Tyreek. Wow. Never for family. Never for your family, huh? Just always for whoever the other person is. Like you were going against Kanan with this shit, but for some reason that didn't bother you. It's just always about who's opposing your daddy, right? He was a fuck boy. Oh my God, I want him to get his ass whipped so bad. Now that I look back on that scene, I'm still, I wanted him to push Tasha out the way and yoke this little nigga up. So at the repast, Terry the lawyer rolls up on Tasha and says that he knows that she's covering up for somebody. And I'm sure he thinks it's James. Like, I know James told you not to tell me anything. And I know you're trying to protect him, but I'm going to protect you. And I'm like, Yeah, whatever, Terry. But her mom sees them exchange a kiss, and her mom is like, girl, what are you doing? She was like, Mama, you wouldn't understand. You're right. I don't. And you don't need to understand, lady. I'm going back to the people in the damn repast. My daughter just died. If I want to kiss a nigga, I will. So Ghost stayed behind at the graveyard and is talking to Raina and telling her how sorry he is, crying his heart out. And Dre rolls up on him and tells him that he has the full protection of the Jimenez. And that means that if they roll up on him again, he's going to kill their whole family. He's going to kill everybody. And everybody is leaving cards. Y'all know the Jimenez like to leave their little cards. So he has one for Ghost when he tells Ghost to stay in his lane. And one was left on Kanan's car and one was left in Tommy's door. So now everybody knows that they're on watch to be killed. And Ghost don't give a fuck. I think that they've made a mistake. Everybody forgets that Ghost is lethal, not only because he's smart, because he can also turn his give a fuck off. He can turn his give a fuck off, and that is why he is so lethal. And now I think that that switch has been hit off. And now everybody's playing with him, and they don't realize who they playing with. Like, I really, really feel like that. If he thought he gave a fuck about that little card, he did not. He crumpled that shit up. Nigga, you know what I'm saying? They gonna be mad at motherfucker. Anyway, y'all, that was everything that happened on season 5, episode 1 of Power. I hope you all enjoyed it. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And I'll see y'all in the next one.